Deer crossing signs like this are scattered across Montana's roadways, warning drivers of the potential dangers of hitting animals in certain areas. If drivers do happen to strike an animal, however, now they're entitled to take it home for personal consumption. House Bill 247 allows roadkill like this to be picked up for salvage by anyone who decides to lay claim. However, a permit must be completed within 24 hours.
Any peace officer in the state of Montana can issue a vehicle killed wildlife salvage permit. The Montana Highway Patrol is capable of actually printing the permits in their patrol vehicles. We can issue the permits on the side of the road.
The permits can also be applied for online. Anyone who salvages a roadkill deer, elk, antelope, or moose in Montana is required to remove the entire animal from where it is found.
And we want to truly caution people about utilizing firearms if they want to salvage the deer and get a permit. They could still salvage it, but let us come out, take care of the animal.
The salvaged animal has to be for one's own consumption. Consumers of wildlife believe the new law is great for Montanans.
We have people that are hungry here in this country. This is a good way to supplement your food. Some of that meat's good, yeah, some of it will be a little bad if it's been hit hard, but it's overall, I think it's a wonderful program.
While not all roadkill is found after it is struck, it surely does damage to the vehicles it collides with. Even this semi-truck and trailer had to be towed after striking a deer on the Boulder Pass. The deer was never found. In Helena, Melissa Anderson, MTN News. This is one of 3 teams of Budweiser Clydesdales that tour the country promoting their beer.
We try to have as much quality with our horses as we have in our beer.
And washing and grooming is part of that quality.
So they will end up getting a complete head-to-toe shampoo today.
The pampering they get is much like that of a movie star. Standing nearly 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing nearly a ton, these gentle giants are among the biggest horses any child will ever see.
And kids love horses, and these are the biggest horses they've ever seen and probably the most well-behaved horses they've ever seen.
Horse lovers are amazed at their size, but more impressed with their gentleness.
Just so impressed with their size and their gentleness, you know, and to me they're just majestic.
The sound of their hooves hitting the ground is as powerful as their look, but like their demeanor, they are fairly light on their feet.
I've been stepped on so many times, and they just realize that they're on you, and they shift their weight to their other feet.
Based out of Fort Collins, Colorado, the team of 10 horses appear in about 200 shows a year. Their travel is limited to 500 miles a day, and they never travel more than 2 days in a row.
We will show here 5 days in a row. All 10 horses will have a day off.
It takes about 40 pounds of hay a day to feed them, and they drink close to 30 gallons of water. The Clydesdales will appear every night during the fair and make a special appearance during the parade, a rare sight you won't want to miss. In Helena, Melissa Anderson, MTN News. Well, I'm learning all the hand signals and moves first before I go out on patrol, so here we go. Volunteers are just that. They are not law officers.
It's non-confrontational. They're not out there to harass or treat people with disrespect. They're there for questions.
We're basically being the eyes and ears of the Helena Police Department. So we're looking for fights or people that are in need of something.
We're looking for people doing graffiti, watching for kids on skateboards, people on bicycles that aren't supposed to be doing that in the mall, trying to keep things safe.
While out on bike patrol, Claire and Steve actually did get the opportunity to advise one biker that it's unlawful to ride on the walking mall. They later encountered fans wanting to take their pictures.
And let me tell you, it's friendly and makes a difference. It makes the world a better place, yeah!
While my ride wasn't as eventful, I did see the backsides of some neighborhoods I'd never seen before. One of the more exciting things volunteers will do is help police with training in the active shooters program. I decided to give it a try. I was given a special padded suit to protect me from simunition rounds. I've been learning various roles on how to protect the public, but in this training scenario, I get to be the bad guy. While my helmet provided protection, it was also very hot inside. Oh, this is hot. I look hot in this, don't I? I feel hot in this. After several victims were flushed out by police who were going room to room, it was finally my turn to be confronted by a barrage of guns. My final trek took me on a hike up Mount Helena with other sightseers, but this was no ordinary hike. So here I am headed out on the hiking trail with other volunteers, and it's a great day. I'm already running out of breath. With breathtaking views and fresh air, I think I enjoyed the relaxation of this job the best. All right. On the job, Melissa Anderson, MTN News.
We jumped a snowmobile out of an airplane at 13,000 feet. He rode it for 40 seconds and 5,000 feet in a free fall before he bailed to pull the ripcord. Sled, of course, tumbled through the air and hit the ground, almost hit a cow. We got written up in a lot of magazines for that.
At Mountain Mod Mania, they spare no expense because filming action from a helicopter atop the highest mountains on the biggest, baddest mountain sleds sells.
But nowadays, with the advent of helmet cameras and point of view cameras, we can put you in the driver's seat.
For the past 10 years, Greg Painter has dedicated his heart, soul, and even his family in the making of extreme snowmobile videos. Both his sons began riding at an early age.
The moments where you're actually got the mindset where you don't think you're going to make it, but something miraculous happens and you pull one of the gnarliest lines, is unimaginable. That feeling of adrenaline and accomplishment. It's amazing.
I've always wanted to ride snowmobiles, and I've always wanted to be that professional rider. And I just pursued that goal, and I worked for it, and I worked for it, and I worked for it. And I'm finally starting to get there.
And while sponsorship helps cover the cost of these powerful snow toys, ranging from $25,000 to $50,000, crashes are still a huge setback.
Some of the stuff we do, we climb up through avalanche chutes, right through the rocks, through the, up over the mountains. Stuff that, mountain goats don't even climb.
Nonetheless, Painter says safety is his #1 priority.
That's one thing you always got to be cognizant about is avalanche conditions and keeping your riders safe.
Painter's movies are among the top 3 extreme snowmobile sales with worldwide distribution. That's because only the best clips make the cut.
Hey boys, pizza's here.
Yeah, helicopters are cool, but the average helicopter costs between $200 and $2,500 an hour. You times that by a day or two of filming, it's a lot of expense. So you got to sell a lot of movies at $25 a whack.
Filmed mostly in Canada, Utah, Wyoming, and even Nevada, Painter says the steeper the mountain or chute, the better.
You know, if you climb this mountain this year, you've got to climb a taller mountain next year. You got to do something more extreme next year.
And no matter how extreme, the family tradition has brought confidence and will be carried on.
My kids, they'll ride, they'll drive, they'll do everything that I did.
We're having the movie scene with my dad being a producer, and it definitely opened up a lot of doors and a lot of opportunities. I owe a lot to my dad.
In Helena, Melissa Anderson, MTN News.